Hello, literary littles. It's Miss Sunshine. Welcome back. We are starting our reading practice today with nonsense words. So here is, let me show you guys the list of words you're going to be working on. And remember, you have 1 minute to read as many of these words as you can. So let's take a look at this top line all together. Just follow my cursor with your eyes. Lib, mus, vin, gob, bev. Now I want to point this out before we start because a lot of my friends get the letter B, B confused with right below here we have a letter D, D. And we know we got to make our bed, bed, bed. So if you hold up your fingers like a letter B, then there's an E here in the middle and a D, that might help you remember the difference between the letter B and the letter D, because I want you to get it right when you're practicing. And when I practice with my friends in person, that's a mistake a lot of people make. Are you ready? Because I'm about to start this timer. You guys better get ready. On your mark, get set. Okay, guys, now is when you pause the video and go back and count the words on your screen that you were able to read in 1 minute. Then you're going to write that number down or keep track of it somehow so that you can compare your score each time you do this. After you counted, unpause because we have a fun alphabet book to look at today. So there are 26 letters in the alphabet. H is one of them. So take a look at the cover of our book. We have an uppercase H and a lowercase h. So the title of this book is The Alphabet H, and it was written by Bella Davis. We are going to read this book as an echo read, lots of H words in this book. And that means Miss Sunshine is going to read, and then you take a turn after me. So let's take a look at this first page. H. Hugo and Helen have fun. Now it's your turn. H. Henry hangs in a hammock. And I want to ask you guys, as you read that sentence, is there any word in that sentence that kind of looks different or stands out to you? Do you see this word hammock? And instead of being written in black, it's the color red. This is called a text feature. A text feature is where an author wants you to pay attention to a word because they're not sure if you know that word or not. So hammock is in a different color. My turn. H. Harry hides from his friend. Your turn. H. Harper hikes with her family. And again, do you see a word that stands out? The word hikes. And I bet you know what the word hikes means, but this author isn't sure, so she's put it in a different color. I also want to show you how this word with, it ends with the letter H. H. Hal and Hannah hold hands. Now you. H. Holly has a hula hoop. H. Hope helps her mom. H. Hector hugs his dad. H. What does Haley ride? A horse. And do you see the punctuation at the end of this sentence before you read it? So when you read it back to me, make sure your voice sounds like a question, because this is a question mark. And whenever we write a sentence or read a sentence that is a question, it has to end with the right punctuation. Are you ready? Let's give it a try. Now let's take a look at more H words. And I bet just by looking at the picture, you can read the words. So we're going to read these as a choral read, which means we're going to read them all together. Let's take a look at this first H word. Hamburger. Now this one. Helicopter. This one's easy. Heart. Hippo. Now, on this page 23, do you remember Miss Sunshine pointed out the words that were written in a different color as a text feature? Here we have a glossary. A glossary is located at the back of a book, and the glossary contains words that you may or may not have read before. And so the author is making sure you knew what the meaning of these new words, these new vocabulary words were. Now, I wanted to show you because when Miss Sunshine reads with you, she reads electronic books. There's lots of different kinds of ways to read. We have electronic books, but we also have paper books. There's also something called an audiobook. So if I were looking in the back of this paper book, take a look. Here is the glossary at the back of this paper book. So I would turn to the back page, or if I'm reading an electronic book, I would have to click till I could get to the glossary, and then I could review the words that I maybe wasn't familiar with. The last page of this book is an index page. Indexes are also found at the end of a book. So here's my dolphin book again, and below my glossary is my index. So that's how it looks in a paper book. In this electronic book, if we look at our index, what we see listed are different words that we found throughout this book. Just to the side of the word is the page number where we would find that word. So if I wanted to find the word hike, look at your index. Who can tell me what page I can find the word hike? Yes, page 10. So that is how we use an index. I hope you had fun reading about all these H words with me. I'll see you next time.